Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is a 30-minute renew and reset to welcome the spring season. You don't need any equipment, you guys. You just need your warrior spirit. A mat is ideal. And you know, the most important thing, as always, is you honor, protect, listen to your body. You're showing up for you. So I'm super excited today because this is my 400th YouTube video, you guys. So thank you for helping me celebrate that. And thank you for being part of this 5-day renew and reset. So what you get out of it is what you're going to put into it, right? That's the way it works. So I need you to show up with all of your energy, block out distractions. The doggies are not here with me today. Papa lit a early morning fire this morning, so they're upstairs with him. So I have less distractions. But if you have animals or kids or whatever around you, include them. That's wonderful. But do the best you can to really carve out this time to practice your self-care. As we always say, you've got to fill your self-care cup so full that it spills over and gives you extra energy to share with those that you love. Everyone, the whole world. We need more of that, right? Okay, so we're going to start with a short meditation. Go ahead and have a seat. I'm sitting up on a block. You can certainly use a block if you have one. Grab a pillow from your couch or your bed or whatever and prop your hips up on top of that if that helps you feel a little bit more aligned and open. And we're going to start with a short meditation, which is using the lotus mudra. And mudras are just poses for your hands. And sometimes a pose for your hands is amazingly powerful because you can do it anywhere and it can help you kind of drop in at any place at any time. Maybe you're in a busy airport or you're sitting in traffic and you're stressed. So the mudra that we're going to use today is called the lotus mudra. And as we transition from the winter, maybe you have the winter blahs, you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like, I don't feel like doing anything. That's okay. It's like a bear in hibernation. But as we transition to the spring season, this is a season of new beginnings, resetting, renewing, welcoming new opportunities, right? And that's why these next few days are so critical for you to really practice your self-care. You're going to nourish your body with healthy foods, with quality sleep, with healthy boundaries, which is so huge, right? But we're all going to just start with setting a positive intention. Lots of you have already set your intention for the new year from January. Now's the time we're going to reset that word and that, hope for what you're moving towards, right? Okay, so start with your hands in prayer. I'm going to get a little closer to you so you can actually see this mudra. Many of you have done this with me before. So your hands will be in prayer. Okay, you'll feel the energy between your palms. And then what you're going to do is spread your 3 middle fingers out like that, but your thumb and your pinky fingers will still be touching. Okay, you see that? And so the 3 middle fingers are spread out like a flower petal. Like right now the tulips are starting to bloom and they spread out. Now here's the thing about nature. Nothing blooms all year long. Nothing blooms all year long. So if you, again, were feeling a little like, blah in the winter, that's okay. So I want you to bring your fingers back together, seal your palms together, and press your hands together in prayer, in front of your heart center space, right at the center of your body. And then just bow your chin to your chest. And be proud of yourself for showing up and investing in your greatest asset. And your greatest asset is your health and your wellness. So just be proud of yourself and honor yourself for showing up. Take a deep breath in from the belly all the way up to your heart center. So the deepest, most expansive breath that you can take. And as you exhale, just land in this moment right here, right now. And you're taking that intention that you set at the beginning of the year, the hopes that you had heading into this year, and you're planting that seed between your palms. Whatever that word is, calm, energy, peace, love, gratitude. Choose a word. If you don't already have one, just choose a word that reinforces how you want to feel, what you want to draw towards you. And imagine you're planting that seed in the ground and in between your palms. Slow down and breathe. Take a few more moments of silence here. And one more very deep breath. What we plant these seeds and we consciously, mindfully nourish these seeds, they will grow. Your intentions will bloom. Go ahead and bring your hands out and up to the sky. Now spread those fingers out, those 3 middle fingers, like I showed you a second ago. The 3 middle fingers are spreading out and reaching up to the sky. Now look up. Take a deep breath in. If this is uncomfortable in your neck, just look forward. But if it's comfortable in your neck, look up. Take a deep breath, and then go ahead and release your hands down. Good. Beautiful. That's a lotus mudra. So again, at any time that you feel you need to replant your intentions during this reset, or at any time, you can always just pause, take a time out, and replant that seed. Okay? Go ahead and make your way to child's pose. This is going to be a very all-level, slow flow practice today. But again, honor your body and modify in any way that you need to. You're going to drop your hips back onto your heels in child's pose. Let your forehead drop down. If your head's not comfortable below your heart, you can always stack your fists on top of each other and rest your forehead on your fists. Take another nice deep breath in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and shift up to your hands and your knees. Your hands are going to be right under your shoulders. Your knees will be right underneath your hips. You have good alignment. So good alignment, as we always talk about in these reset programs, is not only in our physical body, which is very important, but it's also alignment from our thoughts and our intentions to our actions, okay? So that's what this whole reset is all about. So you have good alignment in your physical body from your wrist to your elbow to your shoulder, and your knee and your hip are in line. You're gonna inhale, open the heart center, lift the tailbone up, look forward and up, and then exhale, press to your palms around your spine, bring your chin to your chest, press your spine up to the sky and feel that nice stretch in your low back. And that's all we're going to do for these next few rounds here. So you're going to inhale, open your heart center, lift your tailbone, look forward and up. Exhale, press the palms into the mat, round your spine up to the ceiling, and draw your chin to your chest. And do that 3 more times. Let's move a little bit faster. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck and round. And always feel free to move faster or slower than what I'm doing, by the way, because we all are so very, very different. You can always just rest in child's pose and just stay in an easy seated position and use this opportunity for meditation if that feels better for you today. One more time in cow. This is cow pose, by the way. And then this is cat pose as you round up. Okay, from here, we're going to bend the elbows and lower all the way down into the belly for a modified vinyasa. And I will teach you that next. You're going to point your toes, pull your shoulder blades back and together, hug your elbows in towards your rib cage. Press to your palms, open up to whatever degree feels comfortable on your back today. So you may be a little bit lower, you may be a little higher, it's all good. Open your heart to receiving positive energy. So the heart is open and lifted. Exhale, press to your palms. Hinge your tailbone back to your heels and rest in child's pose. We're going to do that again. So you inhale, shift forward, your knees stay bent. For modification, you're welcome to straighten your legs. I'm going to teach you that in a second anyway. Inhale, open back up into your heart center and pause. The pause is so key. And exhale, press to your palms, hinge back, tailbone to heels. One more time just like that. Inhale, shift forward, spread those fingertips out wide. Lead with your heart as you lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale to open the heart, reach the toes, and lengthen up and out through the crown of the head. Notice the shoulders are down from the ears. And then exhale, hinge back to child's pose. So resting back in child's pose, I want you to once again imagine you are that seed in the ground. You're a tulip bulb in the ground, right? And you're dormant through the winter time, and the energy is going inward. And you're breathing and you're grateful just to be quiet and still for a moment. Once you feel the nourishment from the sun and the rain and all the things that naturally happen during the spring season, you start to wake up, okay? You feel yourself energizing and preparing to reach your petals and bloom. So just take a moment again to slow down and breathe in child's pose. And remember, you can always stay in child's pose longer if you want. We're going to come into downward facing dog next. So I want you to shift your weight forward, spread those fingertips out wide again, curl your toes, and lift your hips up to the sky in downward facing dog. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, you're going to bend your knees a little bit. If the hamstrings are feeling more open, you can keep the legs more straight, and feel free to pedal out the heels. I always like to do that by bending the right knee, bending the left knee, and just pedaling the heels out right and left. At the same time that you're pedaling right and left, bring awareness to your hands and feel really grounded, really grateful, really present in this moment. One of the key things I want you to work on as we transition into the spring season and through this reset over the next few days is healthy boundaries. What can you say no to that no longer serves you? And what can you say yes to that really fuels your life force energy and makes you feel the way you want to feel? One more pedal right, one more pedal left. From here, we're going to shift into plank pose right into the top of a push-up. You may need to walk your hands a little forward in order to adjust, and you feel that good alignment again. Now, if this plank pose is feeling like it's too much for you today, it's all good. You can always bend your knees again and modify it. Otherwise, with straight legs, we're going to really strengthen the core. Mindfully open your heart forward, pull your shoulders back, pull the belly in and up, and squeeze the thighs. Take a very deep breath in. Again, feel free to bend your knees if you want to modify. Otherwise, with straight legs, bend your elbows by your rib cage, lower down, soft landing if you can, ideally. Inhale to open back up into your cobra. Feel free to go into upward facing dog where you're on the tops of your feet if that feels better on your back. Okay, so either modification. And then we're going to curl the toes, use your core to lift you back up into downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog this time, I want you to take 3 very deep breaths in and out through the nose. As you exhale, drop the heels, lift the tailbone, and again, feel grounded through your hands and through your heels, so the heels are dropping. We're going to do that half vinyasa 2 more times. So we're going to inhale and pause in plank. Again, just feel that good alignment. Again, remember that the alignment is not only in our physical body, but it's taking our intentions and moving them into action, because action is what gets things done. So you're willing to do some challenging things over these next few days together to get you to where you want to go. Feel strong and feel open. Bend your elbows, lower down. Inhale, point the toes, open the heart to receive that good positive energy. Pause. The pause again is so key. And then curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Okay, one more time. Again, feel free to rest in child's pose if you need to at any time. Otherwise, let's move a little faster. Plank, lower down, open up, cobra or upward facing dog on the tops of your feet, and downward facing dog. Push back and breathe and drop into a moment of stillness to reset that positive intention. So how do I want to feel? What do I want to receive in my life? And what am I willing to do over these next few days to take action steps forward towards those intentions? Now go ahead and walk your hands backwards towards your feet. And I'd like for you to take your feet wider than your hips, so your pinky toes are out to the outside edge of your mat. Grab onto opposite elbows. Again, if those hamstrings are feeling tight, lots of runners always in the group, straight, bend the knees, it's all good. Otherwise, legs can be straight. Forehead's going to drop down to the forearms, and I want you to feel relaxed and loose in the upper body, so sway a little bit from right to left. Let go of any tension from your head and your neck and your shoulders. Just shake out all that tension, let it go. Feel the weight in your feet. So notice if you're shifted back into your heels or if you're forward in your toes, and see if you can find even distribution of weight for your feet. On your next exhale, release your fingertips down to touch the mat. Toe heel your feet together so your big toes and your ankles are side by side. You're going to slide your hands to your shins, open your chest forward, pull your shoulder blades back and together. This is halfway lift. Take a very deep breath. Feel the length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Belly's pulling in, tailbone's reaching back. Exhale, forward fold, chin to chest, nose to knees. Round your spine forward. Come rolling up to standing. So one vertebra at a time, stack your spine. And then inhale, we're going to do a full sun salutation. So you're going to inhale, reach out and up. Feel a little bit of a back bend as we reach up and back. Breathe in, look up. Exhale, take a big dive forward into a forward fold. Round your spine, relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands to your shins, halfway lift.
If your hands want to reach down to the floor, that's fine too. Otherwise, they can be at your shins. Exhale back to a forward fold. Take a walk forward with your hands. So 4 steps forward with your hands, plank pose right to the top of a push-up. Take a deep breath in. Feel the strength of your core. Feel the openness of your heart. Bend your elbows lower down. Point your toes, open your heart. Spread those fingertips. Take a deep breath. Exhale, curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good. I want you to walk your hands back to your feet again one more time. Slide your hands to your shins or fingertips to the floor if you can reach. Breathe in, open up. Exhale, round your spine and come into forward fold. Reach all the way out and up, pressing through your feet. Roll your spine up to standing. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hands to your heart center and pause. Good. So you can walk to the middle of your mat, turn forward, and we're going to do that lotus mudra again, adding on tree pose next. So go ahead and shift your weight into one foot, doesn't matter which one. Transition your weight and bring the opposite foot up to the inner thigh, or if that's too much, you can always bring it to your calf. Okay, so inner thigh or calf, above or below your knee. If you need some help balancing, you can hold onto a wall or a chair or whatever is within your reach. But remember, it's not about never losing your balance, right? It's definitely not about that, because if we never lose our balance, we don't ever challenge ourselves. Okay, so hands at heart center. If you lose your balance, have a sense of peace and patience. Now spread those 3 middle fingers apart again. Lotus mudra. Open to receiving positive energy, planting that seed of hope and desire and gratitude. Take one more nice deep breath in and then reach that lotus mudra up to the sky, maintaining your balance the best you can. 3, 2, and release it down. Nice job, everyone. If your calf and your ankle got a little bit tired, that's normal. It's good for your ankle and your calf to get strong and resilient, right? Hands down by your side, good posture, good alignment. Switch sides. So other leg, take your time, again, either above or below your knee. If you're feeling a little weeble wobbly, by the way, you can always walk a tightrope like this with your hands out, or again, hold onto a chair or a wall, whatever's in your reach. Pause, hands in prayer. Deep breath. Spread those 3 middle fingers out, lotus mudra, open to receive and to transition and to renew. And then take your hands out and up to the sky. Again, the trees all starting to bud, the new beginnings in nature starting to happen. So this is such a perfect time to renew and reset. Take one more nice deep breath. Feel grounded through your roots, through your foot, but reaching upward to the sun with your fingertips. And then go ahead and release it down. Beautiful job. Even if you lost your balance a little bit, right? Hands at heart center, take a deep breath in. And then good posture in mountain pose. So that means you're standing as tall and aligned as possible. Feel the even distribution of weight in the feet. Feel strong through your core and feel uplifted and open through your heart. Okay, from here you can step or hop your feet out wide. We're going to do some warrior poses. So all of my resets are really about having that warrior spirit, but we're also practicing the chill power factor, right? The willpower, warrior spirit, doing hard things, but the chill power is, can I be calm? Can I practice self-care? And I think the chill power is the key thing, because so much of what we do is already challenging us, but we gotta recover, we gotta rest, and we got to take care of ourselves. So warrior spirit, feet out wide. We're going to turn our right foot out to the side. Turn your toes towards the edge of the mat. Turn your left heel away from you. Draw your hands at heart center. Take a deep breath in and do the best you can to bend this knee so that it's parallel to the mat. Feel strong through your belly and open through your heart. Hands in prayer. Take a deep breath. Reach your hands out and up, and then fingertips forward and back in warrior 2. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Feel strong, feel aligned, but again, feel willing to practice that self-care. So it's the balance of those two opposites. We're going to turn your right palm up to the sky, reach as far forward as you can. Take a deep breath in, everyone. And then exhale, reach your right hand to the sky, slide your left hand back towards your left thigh, and look up towards your right palm. Take 3 deep breaths.
And again, I am strong and determined, but I will practice self-care to restore my warrior spirit. That's your little mantra. Go ahead and bring it up. And we're going to turn those toes forward and switch sides. So turn your left toes out. Again, the left toes towards the left or the short side of the mat. The right heel pivots away from you, so it's the furthest thing away. The hands in prayer, take a deep breath in. Reach your hands out and up, and then sink down into your warrior two. So again, a warrior is stronger because they protect themselves, right? They have a shield of protective energy. They get good quality sleep. But these are all the things that are going to make you stronger. It's not about pushing forward harder. That actually weakens us a lot. So practice the self-care. Turn your left palm up to the sky. Reach as far forward as you can. Take a deep breath. And then left hand up to the sky. Bend that left knee. Look up and breathe deeply. Good. I'm strong and resilient. Take one more nice deep breath in. And then go ahead and lift it back up. Turn your toes forward. We're going to do a little straddle stretch next. I want you to turn all of your toes forward and in slightly pigeon-toed. Hands to your hips. You're going to press your hands into your hips, open your heart, and lean back a little bit. Take a very deep breath in. And then go ahead, release all the way down. Touch the fingertips to the mat. And fold your forehead down towards the floor, so you're in a straddle stretch. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths here and relax your head and your neck and completely let it go. And think about for a second, how you can practice this self-care. How can you be true to yourself? How can you really trust your intuition to quiet your mind and to listen to your inner voice? Nourishing your mind and your body and your warrior spirit for these next few days with foods and activities and thoughts and actions and people that align you with your higher self. Take one more very deep breath in. Just really let it go. Stretching your hamstrings and folding forward. And then go ahead and lift yourself up, straightening your arms. You can walk around to one foot, doesn't matter which one. You're pivoting to the side. We're going to step backwards again into downward facing dog. So step your front foot back and land in downward facing dog and take 3 very deep breaths. So again, just take a moment to slow down and to breathe deeply. On your inhale, shift your weight forward. Find yourself in that strong plank pose. Pause. Bend your elbows lower down. Inhale, open up into your cobra. Again, pause. And exhale, make your way into child's pose. Hips back to heels, forehead down, breathe. And by the way, in your child's pose, you're welcome to bring your hands backwards towards your feet, which feels really nice sometimes. And you just tuck yourself into that tight little ball. Again, you feel like you're a tulip bulb in the ground. Just waiting for the sun to warm you and the rain to wake you up and to nourish you. So just pause there and take 3 deep breaths just to plant that seed of intention again. And ask yourself how you want to feel and what actions you're willing to take to move forward and to move closer to your intentions. And whatever the thoughts are that coming to your mind right now, maybe consider after class to journal a little bit about that. Because sometimes when we write things down, it's more likely to just really lock it in and give us the opportunity to contemplate everything. Go ahead and sit yourself up and swing your feet out and around in front of you. And we're going to do some fun little poses here that I love to do in the springtime and also on Mother's Day. So we're going to start with this cobbler's pose or butterfly stretch. So you just have your knees out to the side. You can grab onto the tops of your feet with your fingers. And the closer that you scooch your heels towards you, the more intense the stretch will be. So if you want the stretch to be less intense, just move the feet further away from you, okay? If you grab onto your ankles, by the way, you can bend your elbows into the creases of your knees and fold your forehead forward towards your feet. Okay, and just take a couple nice deep breaths there. This is a great stretch for groin, inner thigh. And also forward folds are wonderful opportunities for us to be introspective, to look inside. And again, if you're feeling kind of stuck or overwhelmed or just blah during the winter months, it is okay. Like, no judgment, no worries about that. But now is the perfect time to kind of shake all those winter blahs off as we welcome spring and the new season of new beginnings. So take a deep breath here as you fold inward. And then we're going to go ahead and sit ourselves up for there and find ourselves in boat pose. So I'll turn to the side a little bit, but you don't need to. You can keep facing forward if you want to. You're just going to shift your weight back right behind your tailbone. Your toes are going to lightly touch down. And for those of you who are new to this, you can just stop there. But if you want to do a little bit more, you're going to find your balance, bringing your calves and shins parallel to the mat. You can certainly keep your hands behind your thighs if you want to, or you can release and find yourself in this modified boat pose. Or if you want more challenge, you can take your hands up and extend the legs out straight. Either way, whichever version you're going with, do the best you can. Breathe and open and reach through your fingertips and your toes and hold for 3, 2, and go ahead and slowly lower down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is come into a straddle stretch. Okay, so the legs are out wide. This is such a great hamstring stretch, groin inner thigh stretch. You can have your hands out in front of you. You can have your hands out behind you. Scoot yourself a little bit more forward if you want. And again, we're going to do a forward fold, which, as we've already said, is very introspective. Such a wonderful opportunity to kind of quiet the mind. So walk your hands as far forward as you can. Again, no forcing, no shoving, no pushing. That actually backfires in yoga. It's about acceptance. So folding forward to whatever degree feels good and right for your body, and breathe. And I'll give you 30 seconds of silence just to listen to your thoughts, okay? Breathe and listen. Take one more very deep breath and then support yourself all the way up. We're going to go back to that boat pose. So support with your hands under your knees. Bring your knees together. Shift your weight back behind your tailbone. Find your balance. Again, your toes can be lightly touching down if it's new for you. You can bring your shins parallel. Hands can stay behind the thighs. You can reach your fingertips out or legs and fingertips up. Okay, whatever feels good and right for you, that's what I want you to do. Take a deep breath in and then slowly release. Okay, now we're going to put those 2 things together, or those 3 things together actually. We're going to start in cobbler's pose first. So the butterfly stretch, you grab onto your ankles, you bend your elbows into the creases of your knees, and you fold forward. We're going to take a deep breath here and pause. Exhale, go a little bit deeper into the stretch if you can. Feels so good. And then lift yourself up from there. Keep your legs as they are, right? But find that balance again in modified boat pose. Your hands are going to go under your feet. You're going to grab onto the outsides of your ankles so the bottoms of your feet are together to touch. And you're balancing kind of like boat pose and kind of like butterfly. Okay, a little bit of both. You got it? Now just have fun from that. You're going to take your hands then and reach your palms out and up to the sky like a flower with petals blooming open. And then if you can, bring your thumb and your index finger together to touch, making a circle. That is Jnana Mudra. Now close your eyes if you comfortably can and just take a nice deep breath. Just have some fun with this like a kid. All right? Like, you can do this. You've got this. And then we're going to move on from there. I want you to come back to boat pose. So maintain your balance the best you can. You can certainly rest if you need to. Peace fingers with both hands. Okay, you got me. Peace all around, peace to the universe. You're going to take those peace fingers,
Just have some fun with this. Be like a little kid, like play around. You're gonna paint the peace fingers, bring them together, bring them inside your big toe and your second toe. So you're holding on with your big toe and your second toe, you got it? Your thumb is right over top of your big toe. Then you're gonna take your legs and straighten them the best that you can. A bent knee is totally fine, or straight if you have more flexibility. And then just for fun, you guys, come into straddle stretch with your balance and your boat pose. You're gonna give it a try? If this is too much for you, just go back to the straddle stretch that we did earlier. Look up, breathe deeply, be open to receiving positive energy, be open to thinking positively, practicing your self-care, challenging yourself, but also resting and recovering. Okay, beautiful. That was just for fun. Okay, cross your legs, have a seat. Beautiful. Again, you can grab onto your block or your pillow and sit up on top of it. We're just gonna come full circle. 30 minutes goes by so fast, doesn't it? It does for me. So we're gonna come full circle and go back to that lotus mudra that we started with and just reground and reset our intentions, okay? So comfortably crossing your legs, bring your hands together in prayer, slow down and breathe. Now just for a moment, I want you to contemplate this whole journey that we'll be on. You're gonna focus on quality sleep, hydration, getting outside in nature, getting cardio exercise, strength training the best that you can, healthy boundaries. Again, what can I say no to that really just doesn't feel aligned with me anymore? And then what is that giving me space to say yes to that aligns me with who I really want to be at this point in my life? Draw your hands together in prayer. Again, feel as if you are planting that seed. What is it that you want? Rick, really, what is it that you want? How do you want to feel? It's possible that something that you're doing is pushing you in the opposite direction of what you actually want to feel. If you want to feel more gratitude, more acceptance, like can you accept yourself just as you are, as you were created? Can you say no to something that no longer is aligned with you, whether it's a food or a person or a activity that you used to do that just isn't quite working for you anymore? It sometimes takes a hard look in the mirror to acknowledge all that, right? And then of course the action. You are here right now, so plant that seed of what you desire. Take a deep breath in, and then spread those 3 middle fingers out and reach your hands out and up to the sky and look up. Take a deep breath in, open up, and reach for something greater. And then release your hands down to your side, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So seal your palms together, spread your 3 middle fingers out, reach out and up, look up, and then hands down by your side. And 1 more time, seal your palms together, plant that seed of intention, reach your 3 middle fingers apart, reach out and up, take a deep breath in, look up, and then exhale, hands down by your side. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste means the light within me honors and acknowledges that same light that is within all of you. And by the way, I forgot to mention at the beginning, I said this is my 400th video, so thank you for helping me celebrate that. But we also raise a lot of money to help an organization called Believe Big, which supports cancer warriors on their healing journey. So not only are you taking care of you, which is crucial, like you've got to fill your self-care cup, but we're also helping other people that at this point in their lives are on this healing journey and are a place of struggle. So it's wonderful to be able to do both of those. It's definitely what they call a win-win. So thank you for supporting me, for taking care of yourself, and for helping this other organization. And very lastly, before I head you guys out on your merry way,
Remember the connection from gut health to brain health, okay, the gut-brain connection. So the rest and digest is so key. So that's why I was saying earlier the quality sleep. So make sure that you're getting your 8 hours of sleep, the best that you can, and really allowing yourself that rest and that digestion and that recovery. So thank you guys again for being here. We'll finish off with one quote. I didn't really prepare so good on the quotes, but I always like to read a little quote from my book. So we'll see what we come up with today. Okay. There's lots of them actually on these 2 pages. Let's go with the Albert Einstein one. Okay, how about that? Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. I love that quote, actually. I haven't read that one in a while. Let me reread it. Everybody is a genius. You're a genius. I'm a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. I mean, right? So that goes back to sort of bio-individuality too. We're all so unique. And when we honor ourselves as we are, as we were born to be, then we can be the best version of ourselves. So I love that, that self-love, that one of my favorite songs, the Ziggy Marley song, Being True to Yourself. Got to be true to myself. So yes. Okay, have a great day, you guys. Thank you again so much for being here. Remember to stay, flexibility is power, stay flexible, warriors, and get into your kitchen. Make your prep, your vegetable soup, your smoothie preps, your superfood oatmeal, something like that, and make sure that you fuel your body the best you can so that you can fuel your prana, which is your life force energy. Okay, I'll see you soon. Tomorrow night is the new moon, so that's our practice for tomorrow.